Okay, now as you saw in the activity, when you're adding an image, it's really easy to do in InDesign, and we want to make sure that we're keeping all of our files together. So before you start placing the image here in InDesign, please make sure that it is in your project folder ready to go, and then you can go in and put it in. To put it in, you're going to go to File, Place, Command D if you're on a Mac, Control D if you're on a PC. And then your images will pop up here. I'm going to actually use a client image here, and let's see what we got. Great, it's a nice landscaping image. I'm going to hit open. Now you've got two options as you place the image. One is you can just click, and if you do that, it'll place it in at full size. The other option would be to click and drag, and that will keep it to the size that you want. Now because I clicked and dragged, I need to zoom out to see this whole thing. I'm going to hit Command minus if I'm on a Mac, Control minus if I'm on a PC. And the way that InDesign handles images needs to be noted right now is that it works within frames. Okay. Now if I grab this and size it down, that didn't work at all because it was only grabbing the frame. However, if I hold Command if I'm on a Mac, Control if I'm on a PC, and resize, then it will resize both the image and the frame. Now, as I work with this too, I have to be careful because I could, in theory, squish an image and do something unpardonable. That is what we call an unproportional image, and that's not going to fly at all in the design world. We do not want that. So I'm going to undo that a couple of times. Control Z if you're on a PC, Command Z if you're on a Mac. So I'm going to hold Shift and Command this time and resize that, and that will resize both the frame plus the image itself, and that will make things a lot easier. So for this design though, I actually want to resize both to fill the whole upper page. Oops, that didn't do it. Let's try that again. Shift and Command. Notice how I just select it off and then select it back on. Sometimes that just kind of makes my life easier. And then I am going to frame this because I only want part of it to show up. And then I'm just going to double click it, and that goes in, and see that whole image showing up on that orange box? And I can just move this over and choose what part of this I want to show up. Now I'm holding Shift, and that keeps it in straight lines, and that makes my life a lot easier too. And so now I'm on my way. I've added in this image. If you're having a hard time with your image, if it's not quite looking right, you can also go to View and go to Screen Mode. No, sorry, that's not what you want. Display Performance. Make sure that you've checked High Quality Display, and that will help it pull in so you know if it's pixelated or not. And that will make life a little bit easier there. I'm going to zoom back in. Control plus will do that if you're on a PC. Command plus if you're on a Mac. Learn those commands as well. A couple of things to note here. We have our image bleeding all the way to the edge. That's totally fine. But the text is stopping at the margins and it's not going to the edge of the page. And that is effective for the typography, giving it negative space. Notice how there's plenty of negative space around here between the image and the text as well. And that's important as you're designing too. All right, we're on our way.